Welcome back, everyone. Today we're on Fiery Salient, a variation of the Prohorovka map, which I, up until today, playing this battle, hated. So today you're going to see one of the few times where I actually do good on this map and where I actually enjoy myself. I find that even when I'm using the right tank in the right place on this map, maybe I'm actually not, and I just think I am, but I find I do pretty horrible and don't really have a whole lot of fun. But today, in the M4, I guess it's the right tank for the job, we're going to have a little bit of fun. So the battle starts out pretty normal. You're going to see towards the end of the game exactly what changes I really like. Or there's one specific change, really. But other than its appearance being better than Prohorovka, it's nice. Well, other than that, there's not much, to be honest. Now, you might notice that in this battle, I'm top tier. It's a tier 5 battle, and I'm in a tier 5 tank. There's lots of lightly armored targets on the enemy side, on the enemy team, and what that means is this derp gun I brought on this thing, oh, it is fun. It means you're basically going to one-shot every opponent, and for most of the time I'm going to be using the premium ammunition, which is the one towards the right that you see me loading right now. As far as ammunition on this thing goes, I find that's the most effective. Although, even though it is effective, it has its moments for sure. Against highly armored targets, such as the KV-1 and KV-2s, it's almost like don't bother shooting at the front sometimes, unless you can get a shot at that lower plate. But now I'm going to sit right here. I'm relying on that bush in front of me to try to give me some cover from the tank in front of me that I was looking at there. I can't recall what it was, and I can't quite see, but hoping he won't spot me. Now, I don't have 6th sense in this tank, so you're going to see me play a little bit cautiously as far as getting spotted goes a little bit here. But I've set up on this hill before in that bush that's right in front of me in the FE215B 183, shooting the 153mm gun down at targets in the town without getting spotted before. Don't ask me how, but I've done it with 6th sense, so I knew I wasn't. I'm going to write it off as a miracle and never try it again. But in tanks like this, every once in a while I give it a try. Especially if they have good gun depression. I'm noticing my team is pushing down. That's an explosion that I wasn't expecting. Still not a fan of the new car explosions either. All the cars seem to explode like 3 times. I think it's a little bit too much. If a tank drives over a car in real life, it's not going to explode quite that spectacularly. But this is a tough shot to make. From a distance, with this slow shell speed, if he would have moved and all, I would have missed. And this isn't the most accurate gun. It's as derp guns are. It's not accurate at all. And so it's the same kind of situation here. I was thinking when I fired this shell, there's not a chance that's going to hit. But sure enough, it does. Already have 2 kills. With some help from our team. I'm really happy that they decided to push down. That was definitely the right thing to do. It's a risky thing to do, though, because if they have a lot of tanks down there, especially if they're hiding around the B9, B0 area, then it can really turn bad. You can be down several tanks without really doing any damage to the enemy team. And you're going to see me fire at that bush off in the distance that I just fired at several times through this battle. You'll see I'm loading regular rounds for this most of the time, regular high explosive rounds, because they're cheaper, because they're not premium. But the reason I'm shooting at that is because there's often artillery that you don't see until you're like 200 meters away from them, hiding in that bush. And what I was trying to do by shooting at them was not only just hit them, but even if I hit close to them, maybe scare them and force them to move. And if they would have moved, then we probably would have spotted them. Given that there's 2 artillery pieces in this game, I thought, the chances, they're there. They don't usually hide there, but every once in a while they do, and it seems to work out quite well for them until tanks start getting at least as close as I am now. As long as they don't move or fire. Of course, as soon as they do either, they're toast, but you get the idea. So you're going to see me move up along to the back of this railroad line here. It's a good idea to go back there rather than... I'm still determined there's an artillery piece back there. There's not. Just saying, but I'm worried about it. I don't need to poke over here and have an artillery shell go into the back of my tank. But oh, there's one artillery piece. It's put a shell into that because it's the first thing that appeared. And there's the artillery piece. It just appeared too. So we'll put a shell into that next. There we go. We're up to 4 kills already. Most of which have actually all of which that we've killed have been one-shot kills for us because of this derp, and plus a lot of them were on lower health. And sorry, M2 medium, that was totally my horrible driving that did that. And now we have a T40 up here. We're about to give this T40 a bad day too. It is a hard shot to aim though. I thought he was going to be hiding behind that hill a little bit, and he was going to be on the move, but he stopped for a second, gave us a good chance to get a shot in there. And even though that rail car was on its side right beside us, we still managed to take a hit from something which I assume was that dang German TD, which driving them up until recently I hated them, but now I actually kind of like it once you figure out how to use it. And I think the E25 was good practice for that too, because the E25 is a little more forgiving, given that it's smaller and it has better camo and is faster, so it's easy to get out of sticky situations fast. It's good practice, but basically with that German TD, you just want to fire from cover. You don't want to get spotted the whole game. Once you get spotted and people start looking at you, then you're in trouble. But as long as you can stay hidden, it's a very good tank. And the same goes with the E25 for sure. But now we're being capped by one person. I'm noticing there's at least 3 or 4 people down there towards our base, so I'm expecting more to cap really quickly. As far as their cap goes, we have 2 on there, and the KV1 is heading there. So 2 on each cap right now. I'm like, oh boy, I need to hurry. Need to get there really quickly. Now there's 3 on our cap. Alright, I'm gonna peek up behind this rail car because this is an amazing piece of cover. This guy doesn't even see me there. And boom, he's dead. Only 85 damage, but that did over half the cap, so he must have been the first one on. So I got lucky taking out the right guy there. That gives me some time to work. It was down to the last few seconds, but I didn't rush that shot, because if I would have rushed that shot, then I would have missed, then it would have been all over. I rushed that shot though, but it still counted, so I'm fine with that. There's 2 of the 3 that are on the base done. This cover from this rail car is amazing. It makes me a much smaller target, and only shows my turret, which isn't that well armored, but sometimes it's well armored enough. Especially when you're against a tier 3 vehicle like this. Alright, can I get him? He's moved up behind the dead tank for cover. We got him. 240 damage. Nice. Alright, now then, that's 8 kills for me. 8 kills, believe it or not, is the most I've ever had in a battle. I've had that several times, but not in quite a while now, and probably even... I might not have even had 8 kills this year. And I started going up here, I'm thinking, okay, if I go up here, I might be able to look at what's coming over to my left side and spot them and get a good shot off at them, and thinking, well, maybe the rail cars will provide enough cover for me that I can just peek over those flatbeds up there. But I decided probably a bad idea, because they're probably going to spot me before I spot them, given that they have a lot of bushes and cover down there, and if they're across the way, say the Nash Horner's across the way, and the Wolverine is closer, then I'm going to be in trouble. I'm trying to hide in the bush here. I'm trying to get a position where I'll spot them coming before they spot me, if they were to come down this roadway. Oh, and there's the Wolverine. I should have stayed put. Oh, I missed that shot. Wolverine's going to fire on the move, set me on fire. Lucky. And then he gets closer and fires again and takes me out. I really should have aimed that first shot. If I would have aimed that first shell nicer, I could have hit him, could have killed him, got 9 kills, which would have been the most I've ever had. I'm surprised that's only the most I've had. It seems like every other player that, stat-wise at least, isn't as good, seems to have more kills in a battle than I do. But, no, well, what you gonna do? But that got us quite a few achievements there. We ended up coming out with the First Class Mastery Badge, which we already had. We actually have the Ace Tank here. Reaper, Fire for Effect, the Radley Walters Medal for 8 kills, Top Gun for 6, Defender for, well, defending the base, and High Caliber for doing the most damage on our team. We came out of there doing 1,500 plus damage, almost 1,600 damage in that battle. We did the most damage of anyone, did almost... but 2 times, almost 3 times as much damage as the second highest damaging person on our team. And the other team did pretty good themselves. They were all overall a little bit better balanced, I think. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. It's a shame that didn't turn out too well in the end, but hope you enjoyed regardless. I'll see you next time.